Typically when I get people to pre-qualify for a financing or ask them about financing, if they've already done it, typically the conversation goes something like this. Have you been to your bank? Oh yes, we're pre-qualified for X amount of dollars. Terrific. Did they do a credit check? Oh, I'm assuming that they did. Well, not all institutions can do that. And even with that pre-approval certificate that they've issued you, there's a number of MICE type, all those little characteristics at the bottom, that may prevent you from actually activating that mortgage at the time that you need it, which is obviously when you're going to close on the property. So there are some steps to take when you're actually being pre-qualified for financing. Yes, there's some online calculators at this point and basically garbage in, garbage out. So if you give it the wrong information, you may be getting the wrong answers back. Unfortunately, many people don't do this on a regular basis, so they're not familiar with the process. So what I typically recommend is if they're going to kind of look at some bank financing, use one of the bank's mortgage specialists, the mobile mortgage specialists. Every bank, every discipline, every color has them, and they are dedicated people who only look at mortgaging. That's their only job within the bank. That's not to take away from the branch personnel that are great service providers, knowledgeable, but generalists, not specialists, when they come to mortgaging. In most cases, the person in the branch has roughly 50 minutes to work on your application, and if it doesn't kind of pop up with all the magic numbers right away, there's not much more time they can put into it. They just have a lot on their plate. Doesn't mean you're less of a client at this point, just means that it requires more questioning, investigating, etc. So the mobile mortgage specialist doesn't have a clock on your file, and they can work on it to the best of their ability all the way through to see if they can kind of turn over some more stones to see if there is a viable way for you to kind of arrange financing. So certainly the banks are all of our Schedule A, that's what they're called, Schedule A lenders, and they can look at financing for you. The other alternative would be to use a mortgage broker. They work somewhat the same, with the difference of they're not tied to any one specific bank. So automatically you would think, well, that's got to be better, right? Now they have everybody's products. However, it depends. How well do they know the other products? Whether they have a relationship with those particular institutions. A lot of your financing at this point in time does come down to mathematics, but also relationship, and how the questions were asked of you and how that information is translated to paper. So there can be some twists and turns that kind of come about that actually get straightened out by a professional in the mortgage business.